on the topic of confusing government messaging, I just wanted to briefly bring up this part because it really is, I mean, my favorite, just because it is so nonsensical. So this is the working they've showed, how they're going to work out whether or not we should move up or down in terms of how strict our lockdown is. So we're going to get up it's a tweet from Boris Johnson, but it's a government graphic. So apparently the sums that the scientists are going to be doing is COVID alert level equals R, rate of infection, plus number of infections. Now you look at that from a distance, like, oh, okay, that looks scientific enough. That kind of makes sense. I can see why each of those things are there. I can see why rate of infections is relevant and why number of infections are relevant. But now let's actually do that sum, right? So rate of infection, that's the R figure. We know at the moment it's somewhere between 0.5 and 0.9. Initially, it was about 3 when the government was still dragging their feet about whether or not to go into a lockdown, and that's why many people will die, many people did die. So let's get it back up again. Sorry. So R is between 0.5 and 0.9. Now, the number of infections, so we presume that's the number of infections in a day. So yesterday, the Department of Health and Social Care announced that was 3,923. So let's add those together. And COVID alert level is somewhere between 3,923.5 and 3,923.9, which sounds confusing enough. But then we realized that COVID alert level actually has to be a figure between 1 and 5. So you've got this sum that adds up to almost 4,000, and it has to go between 1 and 5. I think we can get that scale up. I mean, with this, they really are just taking us for idiots. I mean, why make it, like, if they're trying to persuade us they're being led by the science, why make a piece of fake science and put it in the most important spreadsheet that the government are going to make PowerPoint that the government are going to make this year? It just doesn't make any sense to me.